Welcome to The Click. Today we will study 4 mathematical operations in fractions and complex fractions. The learning targets of today's lesson is learning addition and subtraction in fractions, learning multiplication and division in fractions, and learning complex fractions. So let's get started. Before starting, I wanted to add a note in here. If in any operation, no matter if it is addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division, if in any of them, one of the fractions is a mixed fraction or is a mixed number, first convert it into an improper fraction and then solve the operation. So, keeping this in mind, we will continue. First part, addition and subtraction. So, addition and subtraction in fractions are and very easy. We just take a look at the denominators, okay? In addition and subtraction in fractions. If the denominators are the same, we keep the denominators the same, then add or subtract the numerators, okay? And if the denominators are different, then we first make the denominators the same, right? So we find a common denominator. Basically, we find their LCM and then add or subtract the numerators. So yeah, as I said, we look at the denominators, and the denominators, whether they are the same or not, determines how many process or how many steps we have in solving the operation. So let's take a look at this example. 17 divided by 3 plus 48 divided by 12. In this example, we don't have the same denominator. So first we need to find a common denominator. In order to do that, we need to find the LCM of 3 and 12. The LCM of 3 and 12 is 12. You know why? Because 12 is a factor both for 12 and 3. So 12 divided by 3 for 4 times 17, 68 plus 12 divided by 12, 1 times 48. Now let's add these up together. So 8, 16, I carry 1, 6, 4, 10, with 1, 11. So 116 divided by 12. We can simplify this fraction, so we can simplify both of them by dividing them by their GCF, right? So the GCF I assume is 4. So I divide them by 4. This turns out to be 29, and this 3 is our answer. Second part, multiplication and division. Now that we've learned addition and subtraction, let's take a look at multiplication and division in fractions. First, multiplication. To multiply fractions, we multiply the numerators with each other and then multiply the denominators by each other and write the results on the top and the bottom, okay? So in order to multiply, we just multiply the numerators and denominators together. So multiplication is pretty much the simplest operation we can do in fraction. So let's take a look at this example. And it turns out to be that these fractions are mixed, so I need to turn them into an improper fraction, as we said at the beginning of the lesson. So let's do that. Ignore this line, okay? It's hard for me to pick up the eraser right now. So 10 times 8, 80. 80 plus 3, 83. So we have 83 divided by 10. And in here, 17 times 3, 51. 51 plus 8, 59. So 59 divided by 17, and then we multiply these two. So we should multiply the numerator with the numerator and the denominator with the denominator, right? So 10 times 17, 170, and 83 times 59, 4,897. And you can look it up if this fraction can be simplified or not. So yeah, this was our multiplication part. The last part, division. To divide two fractions, we keep the first fraction the same, okay? We change the division sign to multiplication sign. So we basically change this to multiplication. And then we then flip or invert the second fraction, okay? So let's start solving. So we have 8 3/10 divided by 9 90s, right? So first we need to simplify this and turn it into an improper one. 83 divided by 10, 9 90 divided by 90. So it said that we should change the sign of division into multiplication. So let's do that. 83 divided by 10 multiplied by 90 divided by 9. Why? Because it says that we should invert the second fraction. Okay, so let's multiply these. 90 and 9 3 27, 8 9 72 with 9 with 2 74 10. So 7,470 divided by 90 is our answer, and you can look it up if it can be simplified. So yeah, this was our first part for operations in fractions or with fractions. Now let's go for the last and second part, complex fractions. So we have a concept in fractions named complex fractions, and it basically means a fraction where the numerator or the denominator or both of them contain another fraction. So basically, numerators and denominators, if any of them or if both of them are fractions, then that is called complex fraction. So what we can do with complex fractions? Well, we can turn them into a normal fraction by simplifying them. And how we can simplify? Well, you keep the numerator, change the division to multiplication, and then multiply the numerator by the denominator, but the flipped version of denominator, okay? So in here, I have a complex fraction. This is my numerator. And this is my denominator. Okay, so I first keep the numerator. So 1/2, I keep it. And then I change the division, okay, into multiplication, so times. And then I flip the denominator. So this is my denominator. I flip it, 2 divided by 1, okay? And now I do the multiplication. 1 times 2, 2. 2 times 1, 2, right? So I can simplify this, and the answer will be 1 for this, okay? So yeah, this was the concept of complex fractions. It's very simple. I can give you a tip on how you can solve this very simpler in a simple way. So for example, you have the complex fraction, and then what you need to do is that you need to multiply the top numerator by the bottom denominator, okay? The first numerator by the second denominator, so 1 times 2, and then you need to secondly multiply the numerator's denominator by the denominator's numerator, so these two, right? So 2 times 1, and yeah, 2, 2, and 1. Sorry for the mess in here, but yeah, the concept is the same. It's the same way, but you know, this tip is more simple for you to vision so that you can solve the problems of complex fractions very easily. So yeah, you can choose either way, and you can solve the problems in any way you want. Just choose the simplest ways. And we're done. Thank you for bearing with me. Sources page.